Hello everyone. So welcome to business environment paper. So in this session, we will be discussing about the elements of the external environment. So external environment, also called as the remote environment. The two main categories of external environment is micro level factors and macro level factors. So micro level, already we had the discussion. So these are the factors are coming under micro level: suppliers, customers, competitors, the marketing intermediaries, as well as the public. Now the focus is will be on the macro factors. So this will be analyzed with the PESTEL framework. So each factor we will have a discussion in detail. So coming to the macro environment is also called as general environment or remote environment, and especially the business or the enterprise, they're not having any control. So it's called as uncontrollable factors, but definitely it will influence the decision making process. So you know that the changes are happening in the environment because of various factors. It may be when there is a change in the government, or when there is any new technologies coming, or the people taste and the preference will change, or the lifestyle will change. Maybe sometimes the regulatory environment, the government is coming with the new act or policies. So all these in total, it's coming in the macro level factors. So company should adapt itself to the different macro level factors. So they need to incorporate the changes whenever these factors are affecting their business. So the components of the macro level factors are explained with the help of the PESTEL framework. So here each word stands for specific environment. So P stand for political environment, where I think we will study about the political system, the ideology of the government, and the political stability. Next, the economic environment, where mainly the economic system, conditions, and policies will be analyzed. Next, socio and cultural environment. It may be the tradition, customs, rituals, and the social factors. Then the technology environment, the development in the technology, and various types of technological changes or innovations. Next, the regulatory environment, mainly the various act or rules and regulations by the government. And last one is ecological environment. So in addition to this, we will have demographic environment to study about the population, and finally the global environment. So the first environment is political environment. So you know that there is a close relationship between government and business, because so many things, government is responsible for the development of business, and at the same time business also contribute to the government. by way of paying the tax or following the rules and regulations. So this includes mainly the political system, the government policies, and attitude of the government towards the business community and the unionism. So all these aspects have a bearing on the strategies adopted by the business firm here. So here very important is the political stability, means the stability of the government also influences the business and other related activities to a great extent. So mainly here we will have four elements in the political environment. The first one is the ideology of the government. So you know that a country like India, uh, every party they are having their own ideologies, principles. So sometimes whenever they are coming to the power, so whatever the rules regulations they are bringing, so ultimately sometimes it will favor unfavor to some business groups. So some government is more uh, focused towards the foreign direct investment, but some government is not favoring that. So ultimately the ideology of the government will make the rules regulations, and finally the business house they need to follow that. Second one, the political establishment, means the party will come to the power. So usually country like India, democratic country like India, we have two system. At the central level, one party is ruling the country, as well as the respective state will be ruled by the respective state governments. But in the last 30 years, we experienced the coalition government or alliance government, because single party they are not coming to the power because of the majority. So till 2014 we had the alliance government. So majorly we had two alliance. One is the United Progressive Alliance headed by Indian National Congress, as well as we had National Democratic Alliance headed by Bharatiya Janata Party. But after 2014 we experienced a single majority party ruling the government. So when there is a single party, definitely they can take bold decision. But when there is an alliance, it is very difficult to take some drastic decision. They have to see uh, the preference of their alliance parties. Then the political stability. So this is very important, because if you want to attract the investment, so political stability is very important, and the rules and regulations should be very favorable to business house, and there should be a law and order situation quite good. And finally the political relationship. So how you will have a good cordial relationship with the foreign countries, because nowadays in a competitive world, so there is a requirement of mutual support. So bilateral agreements, multilateral agreements, and you need to follow the international standards. So in that case, the country's relationship with the foreign countries is also very important here. So finally, we can say that the success and growth of the business depends upon the stable, dynamic, honest, and people-oriented government. So proper law and order situation should be there, and strong party, means preferably single party if they're in the power, as well as we should have a responsible opposition also, and responsible role of media also. So constitution means we are having four pillars, including media, executive, legislative, judiciary, as well as the media will be considered as the four pillars of constitution. And there should be a good relationship between business and government. So business should follow the rules, regulations made by the government and paying the tax promptly and following the ethical standards. Meanwhile, government also promote the business, especially the small and medium scale industries, micro industries, or if there is any uh, support is required. So with the help of the financial institution, so they need to uplift the industries, those are suffering losses. So countries with the maybe the stable government and political system have enjoyed successful and efficient business operation. So we can give United States of America as a best example here, as well as we are having one international level indicator, that is ease of doing business index. So as per the latest survey 2020 report, so India's position is now 63rd, is a bit improved compared to the previous year position. Now the second environment is economic environment, where we focus on the economic factors influencing the business operation. So very important environment is affecting the functioning of business. So it refers to the aggregate of the nature of economic system of the country, the economic conditions, as well as the socio-economic infrastructure. Means the transportation, communication, education, hospitals. So all these things will be considered here. So the successful businessman definitely visualizes the external factors affecting the business and anticipating the prospective market situations and makes it suitable to get the maximum benefit with the minimum cost. So the important economic factors are, first one is economic system. So economic system means in a country which provides a living to the people, as well as the ownership of resources will be decided here. So here we will have three types of economic system prevailing in the world. Capitalistic economy, mainly here the resource owned by the private entities. So government or state especially have a little control on the resources. So those economies are called as capitalistic economy. Especially here United Kingdom, USA, Japan, they are following this model. Second one is socialistic economy, where all the resources or all the industries will be in the control of the government or state. So Cuba or China, maybe the socialistic countries. And mixed economy means the combination of the capitalism as well as socialism. So fine example we can give with reference to India and France. So if you take India for mixed economy, So some industries now also in the control of the government. For example, railways if you take, or defense if you take, or atomic energy, and rest of the industries are given to the private people. So the scope of the private business definitely depends upon the economic system, and to what extent the private enterprise they're having the freedom to do business. So capitalistic economy will be considered as a free market economy where too much control is not there from the state or maybe the government. Second one is the nature of economy. So on the basis of the gross national income, so World Bank is having a classification of countries like developed economies, developing economies, and less developed economies or least developed economies. So as well as it has bearing on the nature and size of the demand, government policies affecting the business, as well as the income distribution. So country like India, it's a developing economy with huge population, and there's a tremendous opportunity for growth. Next is structure of the economy. It refers to a relative importance and contribution of the different sectors. Maybe the primary sector focusing on the agricultural related activities, secondary sector with reference to the industries, and tertiary sector focusing on the service industries. So nearly I think 70% of the GDP or income in India it's contributed by service sector. And next we are having the financial system in our economic environment, focusing on money market, capital market, and commodity market, because there should be a flow of money in the country, then only the economic activities, investment activities will be present. So you require good flow of money through all these market. So money market called as a short-term market where short-term securities are traded, capital market where equities, options are traded through the stock market, and commodity market. And the last two factors in economic environment, it is economic conditions, will be based on certain economic indices like national income or inflation or distribution of income or balance of payment like import and export volume, per capita income. So all these are indicators of country's economic development, and the infrastructure both in social as well as economic infrastructure will be considered here. So financial institution, banking sector, and the transportation development or the mode of transportation. So for the development of business, the logistic is very important. Nowadays we know that to transport the oxygen, so how the government is utilizing all mode of transportation to move the oxygen from one place to the destiny. So development of port, development of airports, and development of road. So all these are coming in the transportation, communication facilities, and finding the alternative or renewable source of energies. And finally, the economic policies here. So some type or categories of business are favorably affected by the government policies, some adversely affected, while it is neutral to some others. Means whenever is government is coming with certain policies, so it is having some effect on the business operations. So important economic policies like monetary policy will regulate the supply of money in the country. And next we are having the fiscal policy is focused on the taxation, preparation of budgets, budgetary policy we are having, foreign exchange policies we are having, and we are having industrial policies for the development of industries, and we are having a labor policies, and the government is preparing the 5-year plans, budgets. So all these policies are framed by the government in order to promote the industrial activities in the country and to use the resources at the optimum level.